y'all. Having some technical difficulties with the camera here. I film it and I do audio, and it's not gonna work, I guess. I charge this fucking GoPro all night, man. Anyways, y'all, yeah. So we're just trying to get it filmed right now. This is episode number 2 of the B-hole, and as I've said in the last episode, I've been doing YouTube videos for a long time. So now I'm trying to do my own radio thing. Just trying to get this camera set up here. Hold on. Sit tight, everybody. Good to go?
Yes, 20 on this one. I'll cut the 20, then I'll do another one after.
Alright. Anyways, I digress, everybody. So, started my day off right with my Bulletproof coffee. I actually got into the Bulletproof style coffee about maybe 2.5 years ago. For those of y'all who don't know shit about Bulletproof coffee, I actually learned about this from the Joe Rogan Experience. Bulletproof coffee is basically, it's a style of coffee that, you know, you put butter in. Essentially, you want to do grass-fed butter, not so much corn-fed. The grass-fed butter is good because it's basically got the right type of fatty acids in it, and it helps you kind of stay full. And the cool thing about Bulletproof coffee is that when you put the fats in there, the caffeine is more of like a slow burn. So rather than getting like a quick little buzz and ending quickly, it kind of like creeps up on you, almost like weed edibles. Like when you have an edible of weed, it doesn't hit you like bam, and then you have a come down, an hour or two later, where like when you smoke. So I prefer that method. And what I do is I also put raw eggs in mine too, so I get my protein in the morning and my healthy fats. And so the way I do my Bulletproof coffee, I have bulletproof weed coffee. So what I do is I take a stick of butter and I take weed and I make weed butter. And so instead of putting just a serving of regular grass-fed butter, well, I guess it is grass-fed butter technically, but yeah, I do that, and man, it has such a great effect on me. I do it every single day. I wake up, I drink some water, I heat up my coffee, I throw 3 raw chicken eggs in there, about 2 tablespoons of weed butter and some milk. I blend it up and I'm good, man. And what it does is it hits me in like 15 minutes. I'd say maybe even 10 to 15 minutes, because I have an empty stomach at the time. And man, it's nothing like smoking it, because for me, when I do the edibles, or at least like when I drink that butter in my coffee, it gives me more of like a creative, more focused, more, I don't want to say like it makes me smarter or anything, but it makes me a little more focused on what I'm doing. It's a little more of like a cerebral high, definitely a body high. I can even feel it in my jaw. I can feel the buzzing and vibrations in my jaw. So I would highly suggest that if you are somebody that is open to using pot as a medicine or as a supplement, or as a smart drug, or as just a recreational thing, or anything like that. Like even CBD oil isn't psychoactive. CBD oil comes from cannabis, but it helps you like with inflammation. It helps cure cells, and essentially helps your body like repair itself faster. But it's not psychoactive. And I mean, like weed overall, like even the hemp plant, it's a fucking amazing plant. I mean, let's talk about hemp. Hemp is just, it's pretty much like a cousin of pot, and it's not a psychoactive, of course, but it's like a good resource. And I also learned this from the Joe Rogan Experience. I've actually learned a lot. So shout out to Joe Rogan. Shout out to the Joe Rogan Experience. Great fucking podcast. I listen to it all the time, and like Joe Rogan is my fucking idol, because he encompasses so much. He's such a broad dude. Even though he probably wouldn't admit it, but he's such an impressive human. He's somebody that I really want to be like. If there's somebody like a role model or an idol, I guess it would have to be somebody like Joe. Simply because he encompasses everything. I mean, he's funny, he's intelligent, he loves to do psychedelics, he loves MMA and kickboxing and all that shit. He's fucking shredded. He takes good care of himself. He enjoys life. Anyways, I'm gonna get off Joe Rogan's nuts and get back on point. Let's talk about the hemp plant. I mean, hemp is probably one of the best resources on the planet, but it actually used to be pretty common. But this guy named William Randolph Hearst, apparently he what was now? Make sure I know what the fuck I'm talking about here. I believe he was some kind of like tycoon back in the early 1900s, and he had I want to say a newspaper company, and he basically saw hemp as a threat to his business, I guess. So what he did is he made this big campaign, this propaganda and all this shit about how black people and Mexicans are smoking weed and they're raping white women, and it's causing crime and all this shit. So I mean, some really serious. Is all good, man? Want me to talk louder?
Yeah.
Really? Is that better?
It's delayed, so I won't know until like 5 seconds.
Oh shit. Okay. Is that better? Sorry, guys. Still trying to work out the kinks here. Is it good? All right. So, anyways, yeah. Hemp can be used as concrete. It can be used as clothing. It can be used as, you can probably make fucking cars out of hemp, man. And you got CBD oil, and you got regular weed, like I put in my coffee, man. So definitely, if you never tried the weed style, the THC butter coffee, is it good to go? THC butter coffee, I highly suggest you do it. Buttered up in the morning, guys. So I had my coffee this morning, and then I had my first client of the day. And yes, I train people. With my medicine. Of course I do, man. And I do fantastically on it. I'm actually like, I feel like I break shit down better to people. I feel like I explain myself better, and I'm a lot more patient. Anyways, I'm not gonna say his name or anything. He's a younger guy. I think he's like 19 or 20. And he's here in Phnom Penh to work, and he's a very in shape dude. He plays lots of sports. Does a lot of physical activities. He wanted to take kickboxing with me a couple days a week to supplement his fitness, his training, and all that. And for a guy, for such a young guy who's like like to look at him, he's like tall, muscular, like athletic looking dude. But his issue is he's especially when he first started with me like 4 months ago, he's very tight. And that's one of the most common things I see with people that I train. Whether it's fitness, whether it's kickboxing or whatever. Is they're just fucking tight, especially in the hips, especially in the legs. And, like to be fair, most people, I would go as far to say as most people, like even across the world, probably sit all day at their job. Like I did it. I mean, I was a fucking truck driver not even a truck driver. Like I was a driver, period. I drove, I used to drive my car to deliver food. I used to drive 18-wheelers cross country. I used to drive like, not 2-axle, like 20,000 pound trucks and all that. And I was a driver for like 4 or 5 years of my life. So I definitely can't talk shit, but I made an effort to and get my hips straight. And, that's the most common issue I see. So we're training, he's getting a lot better. And like my job is fucking cool because I meet all these different people, man. Like, I meet people from all over the world, like Europe, South America, other parts of Asia, Africa, other parts like Canada, just whatever, man. Australia, Oceania, all that shit. And just some of the interesting stories I hear, man. Just interesting experiences I hear from their time in Cambodia or their time in fucking Mali or their time in blah, blah, blah. I mean, I even used to train this guy, this French dude. His name is Harold. I'll say his name. He's a nice guy. I used to train him at the Cambodian hotel here, and he was just telling me about these stories where he just like trekked across northern Africa. He's just like casually mentioned it. He's like, yeah, I walked from east to West Africa. Yeah, no big deal. It's like, dude, that like that's the length of the United States. That's the length of Australia and China. That's like 3,000 fucking miles, man. Just these cool ass adventures, man. And it's also humbling for me too, because you hear all the amazing things that all these other people did, and it's just like, wow, that's some hardship, man. That is some discipline. That's a fucking crazy experience. But then people hear what I've done as well, and they're equally impressed. So my client this morning, he was telling me about one of his buddies. He was what was he doing? He was riding his moto or some shit, and these two Khmer guys were speeding and driving pretty recklessly. I think they were drunk or on drugs or something. Anyways, they ended up hitting this guy, and one of the Khmer dudes died, and the other Khmer guys like in in the hospital. So yeah. But get this. Now if this happened in any kind of civilized country, obviously the dude who got hit by the two Khmer people, like the reckless drivers, that dude would not be in any kind of, like, he wouldn't be on the hook to pay or serve time. But in Cambodia, it's a known fact that, and this might be the case in other countries as well, but like if you're a foreigner and you are involved in any type of like vehicular accident, whether it be a moto, whether it be probably even a bicycle, or even obviously a car or truck, even if you get hit by some asshole, you are on the hook to pay that person. So this is what happens. So the two Khmer guys are speeding, driving like fucking idiots, like a lot of them do, especially the younger ones. I mean, to be fair, that's kind of the case everywhere. And just like car insurance is highest for males in between like 17 and 30 probably. So these two Khmer guys speed, they hit my client's friend. I believe my client's friend is very badly hurt. He's not dead, but he's very badly hurt. And one of the Khmer guys died, and the other one's in critical condition in the hospital, as I said. So the man who was hit, my client's friend, has to pay the survivor, him. He has to pay every member of his family like $200, and who knows what else he has to pay. So this guy could be on the hook for hundreds, if not a couple $1,000s. And basically what happens is the foreigner has to pay the family, even though he didn't cause the accident. This is fucking boils my fucking blood, dude. And even as my client and I were talking about it, like our voices started getting more aggressive because like we're just getting more pissed off as we talk about it. So fucking crazy, dude. And like even just thinking about it now, like if I got hit and injured and I got my fucking leg broken or something by some idiot and he got killed or injured, then I would have to pay for it. Are you kidding me? I honestly depending on how much it was, like I just wouldn't pay for it. Fuck you, yeah. That shit makes me want to throw this goddamn mic on the damn floor. And so the deal is, if you're in Cambodia and you get into a car accident and if you're not badly injured and you're able to leave the scene, then leave the scene, especially if you're a foreigner. Even if you get hit, like I told this story, I made this YouTube video, and this is a true story. I talked about the time I got run over. I'll say it again. I got run over. I was on my way to teach at this school here called Belty International. It was about 7:30 in the morning. And I'm on my way from my house to the school. I'm riding my bicycle. And I'm going straight, obviously, down the road. I'm about to make a left-hand turn at the traffic light. As I'm approaching the traffic light, the light's turning, and it's about to turn red, of course. So I start slowing down. There's a dude in a white Toyota behind me. A white Toyota Camry, maybe. It was like an 18 to 20-year-old guy and an older lady. I'm assuming it was his mom or grandma or maybe a family member. Could be wrong, but that's what I would assume. Anyways, I'm slowing down as I'm approaching the traffic light, and this guy starts laying on his horn like bah, 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 and I'm just thinking, all right, dude, I mean, just relax, I'm about to stop, so just like for sure chill out. And he keeps honking his horn, and I just kind of like look behind me, and he's getting closer, but I'm also getting closer to the light, so I'm thinking I'm still good. He's just kind of being a dick. Next thing I know, boom, I'm on the fucking ground. I do a freaking somersault on the asphalt. My bicycle's mangled. I mean, my backpack falls off. For a few seconds, I don't even know where I am. I don't even know what happened. Like, I'm in such shock. And thankfully, I didn't get injured from that. I mean, I don't just like my bike got fucked up, but thank God I didn't get hurt. He like hit me just hard enough to knock me off my bike. So I get back to my senses after like 5 seconds, and I'm pissed. Like, I'm ready to beat this dude's ass. Like that's my first instinct, of course. And I think, to be fair, most people would have that instinct as well. And so I get up, I got my hands up. He gets out of his car all angry at me. He's mad at me. And the first thing he does is he gets out and he looks at his car. He doesn't say, "Oh shit, man, I'm sorry," or "Are you okay?" He looks at his car, and a little, like the passenger side front corner of his car under his passenger side headlight had a little crack in the plastic. It's like this plastic. It had like a 3-inch crack. It was ridiculously, like, it wasn't even noticeable, but to him, it pissed him off. And he points at me as if it's my fault. He's yelling at me in Khmer. I don't understand him. Whatever. I just want to kill him, so I start approaching him with my hands up, and then he pulls out a gun. That's it. He just whips out a gun. It's a semi-automatic. Looks like a small Glock, like a subcompact 9mm. Probably. I don't know why he had it. If he just, like, a gang member, I don't know if he's connected to the military. I don't think he was necessarily a rich guy, because if he was, he probably wouldn't be driving that shitty-ass Toyota. But he had a nice, shiny piece on him, and he pointed it at me, and I wasn't close enough to, like, do anything about it, but I just told him to shoot me. I was pointing at my head. I was, making, like, boom, boom. I was just like, shoot me, motherfucker, go ahead, because I was so pissed at the time. I was like, I thought this dude was going to shoot me. Because before I moved here, I had read all this shit about, I had just read all this crap about, like, oh my God, if you're a foreigner and you fuck with the you're going to get shot. As soon as you step out of the airport, you're going to get fucking robbed. It's just like all this bullshit. And that was really the only times since my, I guess in my tenure here in Cambodia, that I've ever been in any kind of, like, potentially deadly confrontation has been that time. And that was within the first 2 months I was here. Anyways, the police come, and they just basically just tell us both to just stop it. They're just kind of like, all right, guys, stop. And then, yeah, so it just goes to show, like, I got run over. The dude pulls a gun on me. Not to mention, guns are illegal for civilians here, and he was a civilian. He had a gun. The cop saw it, and there was just no sense of law and order here. And, the fucked up thing is that even, and like, this definitely is the case for foreigners, but, well, it's more so the case for foreigners, but for everybody here as well. Like, if you need the police's help, you gotta pay them. You have to pay them, because the police here are some of the most they're some of the most low paid people. Like them, prison guards, any kind of, like, security, like any kind of shit like that. And that's, to be fair, it's most countries where the police aren't really paid too much. And Cambodia, it's really bad. Like the cops here in Cambodia. All right, so there's different types of police. There's, like, regular beat cops, just like the boys in blue, and they're literally the boys in blue. They have baby blue uniforms, and you can find them usually in the more well-populated areas of town, or, like, the more, I guess, the more central parts of town, like Independence Monument, the Riverside, Noordam, the Russian Market sometimes, all that. Mao Zedong Boulevard, Monty Vong, up there by the Central Market. And anyways, you can spot them, and usually what they're doing is they're people that are employed by the government here, like, to be police. But what they really do is they just stand around, they bullshit, and then if you need their help, you got to pay them. They just collect bribes, and oftentimes you can spot them flagging down motos or any kind of motorist, flagging them down, getting in their way so they have to stop, and then, you got to pay them. And if you don't pay them, then you could risk going to jail. Gonna change the video here probably. Anyways, yeah, so the cops here are just not to be fucked with. I personally never, I actually just make every effort to not have anything to do with these fucking police here, man, because they're corrupt as shit. But if the dudes in green pull you over, those are, like, the military police, I believe, like paramilitary looking guys. Like, those are the dudes you don't want to fuck with. Like, if they tell you to pull over, you better pull over. If the guys in blue tell you to pull over, you fucking go, and they can't do shit about it, because, like, it's just not worth it to them, just not worth it. So, and that's the thing, like, especially as a foreigner here, if you get hurt, like, for example, like if you do get into an accident and the person who hurts you just, like, drives away, or you get stabbed and left for dead, like, a lot of the Cambodians here, they're not going to help you unless you give them money. They're not going to help you get to the hospital. They're not going to give you medical attention, typically, unless you pay them. I'd like to think it's not always the case, but unfortunately it is, and I think it goes back to how fucking poor they are. I've never seen, like, since I've lived here in Cambodia, or before rather, just my whole life, I had never seen such pettiness in people. Pettiness. Such desperation. Like, they're so poor that they wouldn't even help another human being whose life is on the line, who's dying, bleeding on the street, just because they're not going to gain financially. What does that say about them as a person? I mean, like, are they right for, are they right for that? People say culture, this, culture, that. Like, I've always maintained that culture is a fucking bullshit term. Culture is just behavior. It's just thinking. That's all it is, man. If you behave, like if you see somebody on the street and they're hurt and you don't even make an offer to help, because you can't get money from them, then you're a fucking piece of shit. Fuck your culture. All right, fuck your thinking, fuck your behavior. You're an asshole. I know that I would help, or I'd at least do everything I could. And yeah, man. So that's definitely something about Cambodia that's almost scary. It's like if you do get seriously hurt here and you have no money, like, you're pretty much fucked. Granted, it's like that. That's not specific to just Cambodia, of course, but that is definitely a reality of living here, man. And anyways, yeah, like I'm actually filming this thing right now, and I forgot to give a shout out to one of my Nojo Coward fans on YouTube. Shout out to Soti. I actually met him about a month and a half ago, and he gave me this GoPro that I charged last night, and then I bring it in and it fucking dies immediately. So I don't know what the hell the deal is with that. But shout out to him for the GoPro. I just started using it last night, and it's cool doing this YouTube thing because I've gotten a big following, like, all around the world, like, not just Cambodia. In fact, most of my listeners or followers, whatever, on YouTube don't even live in Cambodia. Like, they all live abroad, and they're either going to visit here or have visited here. They want to move here, whatever. And it's pretty cool. So shout out to Soti for sending me my GoPro. I'm not too impressed with the GoPro, to be honest. Like, it's not a personal thing against Soti, the guy who sent it to me, but, like, I'm not impressed with the quality, the filming quality, and I'm not impressed with the ergonomics of it, meaning, like, I just think it's... Maybe I just am a fucking idiot and I just haven't figured out how to use it. Let's just be honest here. I'm a fucking dumbass, and I'm not tech savvy at all. I remember I took computer science in, what was it, like, junior high. It was like the 8th or 9th grade. And, like, 2 weeks after, I fucking dropped out and switched classes, man. I fucking do not like computers. I'm not into video games at all. I'm not into video games whatsoever. I'm not into computers. I'm not into technology. I don't give a fuck about the newest iPhone at all. So that's definitely something about me that I actually kind of like. I kind of like the fact that I'm not tech savvy, because I feel like so many people get wrapped up in it. It just fucking consumes them, and it takes away from their organic experience in life, if that makes sense. Yeah, I like that. Your organic experience. Like, I was training my client, Stefan, and I will say his name because he's cool about being on radio. And damn, there's just one girl there, dude. I don't know her name, but she's just my girl. And she comes in there with this dude every day. And I can't tell by their dynamic if, like, they're boyfriend and girlfriend or if they're brother and sister. Because this girl, this Khmer girl, let me just try to paint a picture for you guys, by the way. She's about, I don't know, 5'2", 5'3". She's pretty short. She's about up to my chest. She's got long black hair, of course, and she's got, I think she has braces on her bottom teeth. I'm just really trying to paint a picture. And she's got these toned abs, but from the waist down, she's got like this fucking onion, man. She's got this wide, fat-ass onion ass. Onion ass is an ass that brings a tear to your eye, by the way, just in case y'all didn't know. And, man, this morning I was looking at it and I was just thinking, dude, I could just set a cup of coffee on that thing. She could just be standing straight up. I could just set a cup of coffee right on it. And she oozes sexiness. Whenever she comes in, she always has just enough of her belly showing. Like, you can see the belly button and like the toned stomach and that fat ass booty. It looks like two pigs fighting over milk dough when she's walking, man. It's so delicious. And she, like, every pose she does, she's just like, I don't know if it's on purpose or if it's just her natural sexiness, man, but she's just always got that ass popped. Like, no matter what. She'll be drinking water, she'll be doing some abs, and she'll just be on all fours, just literally just, the ass is like gyrating up and down. And this fucking dude with her is balls deep in his fucking phone. What is he doing? He's not even working out. He goes there. This is what this motherfucker does. All right, so he goes there with this dime piece, who's just begging for cock. Like every movement she makes, every breath, every step she takes. That was I think a song, right? That was a song, right? Wow. Okay. Anyways, it just oozes sexiness, man. And it was a Sting, and then I think Puff Daddy did a remake. Anyways, yeah, so, and got this guy, he goes in there, he dresses up, he's got his little fucking runners on, his little trainer shoes. He's got his fucking Nike basketball shorts on, and he's got his iPhone. He's balls deep in his iPhone, doesn't do shit. He might do a couple of crunches, and then like after 5, he finishes the round of Candy Crush. Why that girl he's with is she's just letting the ass just go nod up and down. And my client and I, Stefan, we're just looking. I mean, because I can't help but admire. I can't help but admire her, man. And so I think that this dude is either her brother or her boyfriend. If it's her boyfriend, she's either a dumbass bitch and he's already tired of her, or he just is a dumb dude who doesn't appreciate this fucking dime piece hottie he's got. And that's kind of what I think it is sometimes. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've seen, I'll go out on a walk, or just I'll go to a cafe, get some lunch, and I'll see this couple there, and I'll just see this fucking beauty queen with this guy, and it's usually they're always Asian, and well, I'm in fucking Cambodia, of course they're Asian, dumbass. And what's up with all the Asians here, guys? But and she's eating or whatever, she's just doing her thing, and this dude just balls deep on his phone. He's not even talking to her, and I just can't get down with that. Like, I think it's so fucking rude when I'm out with somebody, even if it's just a friend or whatever, even my mother, and they're just on their phone texting other people. Like, you're with me right now. Why are you talking to all these other people when you have me right in front of you? I honestly find it to be disrespectful, unless it's like work related or it's something that you really need to do. That's fine, but yeah, like if you're out with your, anyways, man, you guys get the fucking point, dude. It's at this place called Superfit Gym, and there's this trainer that works there. He's this, again, Asian dude, and I'm almost 100% sure that this guy is an internet troll of mine. I'm almost 100% sure. I can't prove it, but I have enough evidence and intuition, and I'm perceptive enough to lean on this theory. And this guy, I believe his name is Sam. And this guy, he had this YouTube handle called JV Sam Fitness, which is like, like if you're a personal trainer named Sam here in Cambodia, it's probably you. And anyways, so this guy used to like leave nasty comments on my videos, and then he would even send me like emails and shit, just telling me like what you're a fag, you fucking suck buttholes and dicks and all this. He's just like a fucking 12-year-old boy insults his friend, he like literally just petty, just immature shit. Like, not even anything creative. Like, if you're gonna insult me and take the time to email me, like, make it fucking good, dude. And this guy, I started training my client Stefan at Superfit like 7-8 months ago, and I saw this dude there, and he would stare me down and like give me these dirty ass looks. And I, like, in hindsight, it's because I think he knows who I am from the videos. And he would just always being kind of a dick. Like, anytime that I would walk past him, like, he would look at me, and then the second I would look at him and like make eye contact with him, he would look away, but then I would see him staring at me again. And then I found out that his name was Sam, and then I tied it to JV Sam Fitness. So it's just crazy, man, how again, like, time and time again, how these people are so quick to insult you online and be so hateful and mean, and then once it comes time face to face in the flesh, they just completely collapse on themselves. Anyways, man, fuck all these trolls. See what time I got here. Check my time. Let me get some water real quick, guys. I'm gonna cleanse my palate. I was talking, give me dry mouth. What's up? No, I'm all good, man. I'm good, thanks. I'm gonna try to talk all the way through, guys. Let's see how long you can listen to my fucking voice. Let's see here. What the hell else can I talk about? Yeah, I got a message from my friend. Her name is Sochia. And she is married to a friend of mine named Brendan. And they live here in Phnom Penh. And they actually have a restaurant together. It's called Seabirds. So shout out to Seabirds. Street 410 and 105. I believe it's Street 105 and 410. And it's called Seabirds. My buddy Brendan, Australian fella, he works with two other dudes here in Phnom Penh. And they have a company called Real Brewing Company. I believe it's called. Real as in like money. Like not real as in for real, yo. It's RIEL, and real in Khmer is like money or like an amount of money. So like real is like Khmer real is like the name of their money, whereas American money is called dollars, right? Japanese money is called yen, right? Peso and what is it, like the Philippines is peso, just like it is in Mexico and all that. Spanish influence. And a long time ago, I gave Chia, the wife of Brendan, who owns the beer company, she's the head chef and like I guess manager of that restaurant. I gave her a painting that she really liked because I do paintings here. I mean, I don't like sell them really or anything. I just do them for myself. But possibly at some point I'll get into selling or at least have an art show of some kind because I think they're pretty unique. Like the style's pretty different, and I think a lot of people like them. So hey, if I can make a few bucks on it, why not, right? But she wanted it as a gift, and I was flattered. I was more than happy to give it to her as a gift. And she contacted me last night, and she wants another one. Like, she wants me to do, like, a big-ass one. So, shout out to Chia and Brendan. I would love to do it, man. You know, like, I don't know if I talked about this in my last show, but, like, when I do these paintings, like, people ask me, oh, like, what is it? What is that? And sometimes you can tell damn well what it is, but other times it's just, I try to, oftentimes when I do psychedelics, I try to take a psychonautic approach. A psychonautic approach being like, I try to be one with the trip, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like I really try to be in the trip and then try to retain things that I experience. And what I'm able to do with my paintings and my drawings is I take these feelings I have, and granted, sometimes I incorporate like the visuals I had as well during that trip, but I can't always remember everything I see, and I can't always physically draw everything that I saw. Like I'm just not able to do it, or I'm not that skilled yet. But or maybe I mean like they're still cool the way they are, but I mean I try to take a feeling, I try to take an emotion, and just put it down on the pad, put it down on the paper, so people might feel fear. Well, what the fuck does that look like? What does it look like? I mean, you know, like for example, wind. You can't see wind, but it's there. It looks like something, but we're just not able to see it. I believe that there's a lot of things going around we're not able to see. You might even be able to see sound waves. Who the fuck knows? You know, you can't. There's a lot of things that you can't see. That you can't necessarily touch, like the feeling of fear, the feeling of paranoia, the feeling of desperation. Like, what does that look like? If you could put it into an image form, like what does fear look like? What does it look like to miss somebody? When you miss somebody and you feel sad and you want to cry, I try to put that shit down the best I can, and I fucking enjoy it, man. So painting is definitely one of my I started about a year ago, and then I stopped for like 7-8 months, and then I just started getting back into it a few weeks ago. And dude, I fucking love drawing and painting. Like one of my favorite things to do is I just sit down, I get nice and baked. And actually today, I have a whole day off after this, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my routine. Well, I wouldn't say routine anymore. I'm a lot busier now, but I'm gonna get a happy shake. I'm gonna get fucked up, and then I'm gonna go do a painting later. So it'll be interesting, man. Definitely super happy that I have that in my life. You know, man, before I moved here, dude, it was all about like God, it was so there was just like no creative aspect to my life, man. Like growing up, I was a musician. I had no interest in physical fitness. I had no interest in martial arts or fighting or anything like that. From the time I was essentially a baby to like 18 years old, like the formative years of my life. I mean, I was a drummer, man. I was around music before I started playing. My father was a drummer in this band called Written and Salt. During the time we lived in like Orlando and Kissimmee, Florida. That's in the United States for those of you who don't know. And when I was a baby, I just remember, like a young boy, like anywhere from like two years old to like 7, 8, 9. I lived in Florida, and I remember just going to watch my dad practice with the other bandmates and listening to like, I would like watch them mess up, and they'd have to like redo shit, and they'd go out and play shows, and they'd have like mosh pits, and they'd have fans, and it was just really cool being around that shit as a kid. And then when I was around 9 or 10, I started playing for myself, and it didn't take long before I realized and my family realized that I had some potential with the music. And then I even surpassed my dad's skill. And I say that with 100% confidence and conviction. I'm not trying to be cocky, but like I just eventually just surpassed. I just got better. My dad was my major influence, of course, and then I really got obsessed with Tool. Tool is my favorite fucking band of all time. And the drummer, Danny Carey, was my major influence in drumming, and I took that and I played until I was about 21 or 22. And what happened, man, is, during my early 20s and like late teens and early 20s, I played in bands, like local bands in Virginia, and we made a couple demos and shit. And man, that was my dream, was to be a professional drummer and tour the world and make albums and play with music, play music and meet all these cool people. And the reason we had such an issue is because we were limited to our small town. It just didn't work out, man. We had such a unique, orchestrated, mathematical, cerebral, just well thought out, like architecture to our music. Like, we didn't just play shit like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 rhythms, something to tap your fucking foot to and pass by the day. Like, it was shit that we would take even hours to just think of one bridge. Like, a bridge meaning like from one part of the song to the next. Like, just to think of it like a bridge that'll have the timing that'll match with the rest of the song that comes in and out of the rhythm, if that makes any sense to you guys. But like, you guys are like, what the fuck is he talking about? But yeah, we used to get in deep with our music, man. And the issue is that we play these local shows in like the Winchester, like Virginia, West Virginia area. We would play shows in West Virginia. We would play shows in Virginia. And so naturally the crowd was a little more, we could say, not as open-minded to progressive music, to non-traditional music, I guess. Because we were still in like these small little what the fuck, like honky tonk, whatever the fuck it's called, redneck ass little fucking trailer park towns. And yeah, most people, they wanted to hear either cover tunes, which I never saw the point in spending your time doing what's already been done. Make original music, please. For sure, make original music. Stop doing what's already been done. Like I'm not impressed, I was never impressed with cover bands. Like whenever they would play at the bars or local shows, like I always left. To me, it just totally contradicts the point of dedicating your time to playing music. Like, why are you going to spend your time doing what's already been done and you don't even do it as good? Like these Led Zeppelin cover bands, these fucking like Alice in Chain cover bands, whatever. It's like, dude, you sound nothing like Lane Staley. Jerry Cantrell's sound is way better in his guitar. Like, just make your own shit. Be who you are. Don't try to be another motherfucker who already existed. And that's how I feel about cover tunes. And then it was just like fucking jam bands, like with fiddles and shit. People just wanted to dance. In our kind of music, you couldn't dance to. Anyways, what ended up happening is during this time, I was also unemployed. I lost my job delivering pizzas, which, to be honest, I wasn't upset about losing my job delivering pizzas. I was just upset I had no money, and my mommy had to give me money, and I was getting zero pussy or anything. It sucked. And what I decided to do was, okay, well, I'm going to join the military because I can't get a job in this shitty-ass town. I can't afford to go to school. I don't even want to go to school. Maybe I'll join the military so I can at least maybe travel, see another part of the world, learn some skills that are marketable. Fucking maybe, like, let's learn something new, man. Just learn some cool stuff. And like, what I wanted to do was be I either wanted to join the security forces or, like, military police, or I wanted to be a cook. I wasn't interested in doing infantry, of course, but so I went into the Army recruiting station in Winchester, and I seemed to do okay, but man, I was just looking around at these other Army guys, and I was just like, dude, I'm not gonna fit in with these guys. I can just tell, like, these guys are the same motherfuckers that called me a fag in high school. You know, like, these are the same guys that you know, like, they listen to and now granted, I'm not saying if you listen to country music you're stupid. That's not what I'm saying. But, like, these are the type of guys that are just some ignorant, closed-minded dudes, probably kind of programmed. You know, let's just say that they attend, they fucking attend church every Sunday. Let's just say that. Yeah, I said it. And anyways, I have plates in my head from being an infant. I had a surgery. I have, like, plates in the top of my skull, so they wouldn't accept me. I was a health hazard, which is fine with me. And then I tried to join the Air Force. Air Force would not accept me because I had more than 1/4 square inch of synthetic material in my skull. If you had more than 1/4 square inch of non-natural material in your body, then you could not join the Air Force. Oh well. Then I tried to join the Navy, and they found out that for 5 years of my life I took lithium, which is a mood stabilizer, and I used to take antipsychotics, antidepressants, all that type of shit when I was, anyways, that's for another show. And he said, all right, man, well, we don't want you joining the Navy because you're probably going to jump off the boat and fucking kill yourself. You're going to kill other people. All right, fine. So then I had one last resort, the fucking U.S. Marines. Sorry if any Marines are listening, but that was for sure my last resort. And I even told the recruiters that. They got a little pissed at me. So the first thing they asked me to do... Oh, yeah, by the way, so I go into the fucking Marine recruiting station, and these guys are all talking about, all right, you need to have discipline and courage and honor, der. So the guy on his desk, he's eating a honey bun, not even warm, a cold, stale, what looks to have fucking jizz coating on it, eating a honey bun, drinking Coke. Terrible nutrition. Zero nutrition. He asked me to do pull-ups. I do about 15 pull-ups. And then he asked me if I used to take any medication. I said, yes, sir. I used to take lithium. I used to take Depakote. I used to take Zyprexa. I used to take Abilify. I've done it A to Z, 1, 2, 3. And he's like, well, you're probably going to end up shooting everybody at boot camp, so we're not going to let you in. So I'm like, fuck. All right. I mean, like, so I even thought, man, maybe the Coast Guard. And they're like, no, you need a college degree. You need to have a little more credentials behind you, buddy. So, man, I ended up getting a little job at Pizza Hut. And then out of nowhere, a buddy of mine who moved back from Japan, Josh, he ended up moving to Atlanta, Georgia. So he called me up. He's like, hey, man, I'm back in the States. You want to hang out? It's been 3 fucking years. So we kind of rekindled our friendship after 3 years. And we hung out a while, and then I ended up moving from Winchester, working at Pizza Hut, which sucked ass. Dude, I went to work one time, and the manager, Sandra Butler, her name is Sandra Butler, fat-ass bitch, fucking, anyways, I'm not going to talk shit about her. She walks in, and she wants us to all sing a song about making sales and clap to the song. Keep in mind, this is at Pizza Hut. Keep in mind, when she did this, I immediately considered suicide. It was completely, what's the word I'm looking for? It was just demeaning, dude. Like, I'm a grown man. First of all, if you have a job and you got to wear a hat, your job fucking sucks. I had to wear a Pizza Hut hat. I had to wear a damn car topper with said Pizza Hut on it. Do you think I felt confident getting any kind of pussy during that time? Do you guys think I felt good about myself as a man? Delivering pizzas. I'm all buff. Like, at the time, I was all swole because I was lifting weights every day. I was like swole-ass pizza boy coming up in my little Hyundai. You realize how embarrassed I was by that? Anyway, dude, like I would go in to eat sometimes on my break, and I would have to take off my Pizza Hut shirt. So because I didn't want anybody to know, like for 3 or 4 months that I worked there, I was like covert, I was like incognito pizza boy. I wanted nobody knowing that, because I had been doing that for years, and like in high school, and during the times I was in the band, and then I lost my job for 4 months, and I was trying to join the military, and I was like, fuck, back to pizza again. Fuck, when is this gonna end, man? And guess what my first job was in Georgia? Marco's Pizza, McDonough, Georgia. Can y'all motherfuckers believe that shit? And guess what? I promptly got fired too. I promptly got fired, man. I mean, I was burnt out from working in restaurants, being told what to do by motherfucking managers. Dude, this fat ass, I'm not gonna say dyke, this lesbian chick. What was her name? Melissa. I remember one time, man. She made me take a pizza to this motherfucker's house. The cheese on the pizza wasn't perfectly on the crust because I hit the brakes a little too abruptly at a stoplight. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know it. I go back to the shop. Melissa, my cunt manager, yeah, I said it. Fuck you, Melissa, if you're watching. And she said I had to go all the way back for free, for no tip. And I all I did was I went, I just kind of huffed and puffed. I sighed a little bit. And she's like, you know what? I'm really sick of the attitude, and every time you come in here, you're just a dick. You're just a dick. You're fired. Get out of here. So I went home. I was a little bit depressed. What happens? My buddy and I, Josh. Granted, we were living in his mother's house in Locust Grove, Georgia. That's about 30 minutes south of Atlanta and Henry County. And we ended up both getting a job at the spot in downtown Atlanta on Peachtree Street called Durango Steakhouse. And I got a job as a lead cook. He got a job as we were both cooks. But I, and I'm not trying to like take anything away from him. He was my best friend at the time. I had a little bit more responsibility than he did, and I actually loved my job, man. So I went from delivering pizzas, I went from trying to join the military and jerking off in my pizza car and hating myself and eating pizza all the time, to doing something I like, man. I got this fucking badass job cooking, and dude, like moving to Atlanta, Georgia from Winchester, Virginia was a total fucking shock. I mean, not in a bad way, but just, you got to realize Winchester, Virginia, where I'm from, is like a town of maybe during the evening when everybody's at home, it's like 20 to 25,000 people, maybe a little bit more now. During the workday, it's like 50,000. But anyways, a small town. Majority white, majority old, majority Christian, majority. Granted, Atlanta has a lot of Christians too. It's the South, a lot of Baptists, but still, like in the one part of town where there were black people, like more than two families or whatever, it's fucked up. Like it was the most, like, I don't want to say feared part of town, but it was just like the part of town that everyone's like, oh, don't go there. And it was like this 1 square quarter-mile block. It was like such a small fucking part. So then when I moved to Atlanta's majority black. In fact, Georgia as a state is, I believe, majority black. At least it's half. Okay, because it's the South and all in the States. And it was such a cool experience, because I went from working with just pretty much mostly just these fucking like wrinkled skin, pasty ass, fucking red butt having after sitting down too long white people, these fucking pink ass glazed donut looking white people, to a bunch of black people in Atlanta. And it was a cool experience, man, because most of my experiences with black people in Virginia had been like, oh well, they're all like usually in poorer neighborhoods. They usually start fights with the white kids. They usually all stick together and don't want to assimilate or integrate with us. They usually just, they bitch about how, oh, well, we want equal rights, we want to be treated the same, but yet at the same time they want to only like stick together. Well, when I moved to Atlanta, there was still that element, don't get me wrong, but it was a much more integrated black and white culture, man. I just thought that was really cool to start working with. It just like gave me a whole different perspective on people in general. So I definitely am glad that I lived in Atlanta, man. And I'm sure as the show goes on, I'm going to tell more experiences living there, because it was fucking nuts. It had a lot of life lessons in Atlanta, man. And so Yeah, so this weekend I'm going on a bike ride. I'm about to wrap this shit up here in a few minutes, guys. I'm actually about to go on a bike ride this weekend. It's probably my favorite activity to do here in Phnom Penh, like outdoors, because you get a break from the city, you get some exercise, and if you take some friends, it can be social too. So I'm actually going with this dude I trained named Vincent, this French dude, and he's cycling with me. So we're gonna take a ferry across the Mekong River, and we're gonna cycle in this area outside of Phnom Penh called Arak Sut. It's called Arak Sut, and I might even head up there today just to make some videos for No Joe Coward. And definitely, guys, if you're coming to Cambodia, if you're ever gonna visit a foreign country, I always suggest you try to get the most authentic experience, man. Don't just go to the tourist spots, guys. Try to get up off your fucking ass, get on a bicycle, get out of the city a bit. Try something new. Try to learn some new words or something. Anyways, guys, look, I'm about to wrap this show up. If y'all want to get in contact with me, the email for this show is called The Bee Hole Show. I'm going to spell that. It's TheBholeshow @gmail.com. That's The Bee Hole Show @gmail.com. I'm open to fan mail, video ideas, anything like that. And then I'll do it on the show. If you guys want to contact me on Insta or like follow me on Instagram, it's @Brayton like Satan. That's BRAETON like Satan. And Facebook.com/No Joe Coward if you guys want to check me out. No Joe Coward on YouTube, y'all. Pleasure speaking to you. Catch you next week. Peace.